So I just got done rewatching episode 3 and 4 of WandaVision, in which that's what we're going to be reviewing today. Hello everybody, my name is Tyler Prime of the Tyler Prime channel. Yes, I did change it. Let's not start with explanation crap. Let's get into review. For episode 3, I have to say, once again, throughout some of the stuff, it does get confusing. That is what I can say about it, is that I from episode 1 to 3 I loved it because it was just so weird, it was different, and it was like confusing as all hell. You have Wanda, who's now pregnant. This episode starts off um with Wanda and Vision getting Wanda's belly checked because, you know, the doctor needs to check to see if it is pregnant. They don't know how the hell it happened. I mean, well, Robot Man and Sokovian woman, and the doc said, yes, you are pregnant, which surprises them. And it's weird as well to some viewers who are new to this, which I feel bad because by now everyone's already spoiled it, and they're confused as to or how she's suddenly pregnant like that. Like, did they actually, because if you remember in episode 2, they did go under the covers, so that may be one of the things. But like, the doctor, she's like, well, I can't remember now. I did watch these earlier, but like, I can't keep everything in my head. She was like 4 months pregnant within a span of a couple of hours, and that's really again confusing. But the thing is that the more this keeps going, the more her stomach grows, the more months that it's supposed to take, which is 9, for the child slash baby to come out, is now coming in quicker. It is coming as full speed ahead. And Vision, like, completely freaks out. So, so does she. She ends up causing a blackout from screaming, I think, and then she makes like the roof, the pipes like sprinkle down, and it's so funny how that happens because she's a witch, she can do anything, Scarlet Witch, and so when her powers and a baby inside of her causing her to scream, it makes all this happen. So Vision runs off, goes to go get the doctor, and because of that, a stork randomly appears now. Don't know how that happened, just out of nowhere. And then we get Geraldine, who finally returns, which I'll explain to you who it is in a minute. She comes in, helps Wanda. Wanda is trying to pretend like she isn't pregnant because they don't want everyone else to know about the secret. Even Vision later on is like, could you just please not, like, tell everyone in the neighborhood about, yeah. And the doctor was like, yeah, but speaking of which, I just want to explain. I want to say one thing. The parts that I always laugh at is when Vision says, "Well, I have nerves of steel, so there goes that theory." Every time I hear that, I just start laughing at it because it's just so hilarious. Um, Monica finds the baby crib. Wanda, Monica, oh, whatever, same name. Wanda drops the thing. She's about to give birth, so Geraldine helps Wanda lay down, and like she like tries to help her breathe. She runs in. Everything in the house just starts going crazy because of Wanda screaming, and Wanda's like, I can't do this, and Geraldine's like, yes, you can. You can do this. Believe in yourself. And the baby is born. Vision comes back and is like, yeah, Tommy, because earlier in the whole episode, they were like discussing what kind of names they should give the if it's a son, and they named Vision wanted to call the son Billy, Wanda wanted to call the son Tommy, but guess what? Even though we got twins, which, let me explain to you who they are. These are Billy and Tommy, who are obviously the sons of Wanda and Vision. They're here because the MCU is starting up the Young Avengers. Like they have Hawkeye's daughter, they have Cassie Lang, Monica, and now we have these two. And one of them has telepathic powers, and the other one has super speed. Which, if you notice, every now and then, Vision has super speed. It was never shown that before in the MCU until now, which is kind of surprising to me. So yeah, the twins are born, everything's happy, and now we have to talk about the commercial. The commercial is about a woman who's tired of having to do work all the time, and because of that, the guy behind off screen tells her, "Would you like a break?" She goes, "Yeah, I would like a break." Cuts to her in the bath, just enjoying a nice little bath with her leg up in the air, with the same two actors, the same guy, the same woman, and guess what? Guess what the name of this particular ad is? It is called Hydra Soak. Hydra Soak, which is a direct reference to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mind you, I've only seen season 1. I never seen the other seasons. I don't plan to unless I really need to. There's, from what I've seen in other videos, is that Hydra Soak is a reference to a scene in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where Coulson talks about soap that if they use it, it wipes off their memory. They don't remember anything. They just give you new memories now, and because of that, Hydra was using it a lot. And then Coulson uses his own made-up soap. It was really weird for him to announce that, but eh. So yeah, Hydra Soak, obviously Hydra, and memory wipe, blah 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 blah. And then we get to the end of the episode where Geraldine and Wanda is like talking about the babies and how they're twins. She now tells Geraldine that I was a twin. His name was Pedro. And when I first saw that episode, I was like, they finally referenced him. I was glad because they have not referenced Pedro in like several movies now when she's involved. Every movie I see her with, I always want them to reference him. I thought like somewhere along the line where if Wanda was alone, she would have like a picture of Pedro and her next to each other or something. That didn't happen until now. Mind you, I've already seen the rest of the episodes, but I'm not going to say anything. So, Geraldine says he was killed by Ultron, wasn't he? And when I heard that, I started gasping, and I legitimately paused the thing just to wrap my head around that. Wanda gets pissed, and then she starts asking her what's going on, and outside of the house, Vision is asking about, well, like, about what's going on here, and Agnes, who was sus as hell, asks, "Where's Geraldine?" Vision tells her where she is, and then it just completely goes off heel from there. Because Herb starts going, because we're, and then Agnes interrupts him, telling him to stop. I wonder why. There's a theory going around that everyone in Westview is either dead or it's agents, which half of them have been confirmed to be agents in 4th episode, so I'm just going to put that out there. And Agnes was like, nope, she doesn't have a home. She just popped up out of nowhere. And then that happened. Wanda gets even more pissed off, keeps asking questions about what's with that symbol, which is a sword symbol. And then cuts to Agnes leaving. Vision comes in to ask Wanda, "Where's Geraldine?" She goes, "Oh, she left, honey. She had to go home." And then it cuts to Geraldine flying out of the force field, and boom, into the ground she goes. And that was episode three. Three, yeah. It was episode three. I personally like that one. I don't know about you, but like, that had a bunch of weird things happening in it. It was like the at the very end it starts to get serious, and I just loved the episode overall. I'd honestly give it a 9 out of 10. We then cut to episode 4, which starts getting very serious because it starts off with Monica Rambeau, aka Geraldine. Monica Rambeau being the daughter of Maria Rambeau from Captain Marvel. I think that's her name, Maria. Uh, I know a lot of people watched that, but I did. I liked it. She wakes up from the blip, as does every single one else in the entire, hospital. And her mom, Maria, has passed away due to cancer, which was really sad. And yeah, the blip happened again. And I saw that the first time. I was like, oh shit, we are doing this again. If you don't know what the blip is where Thanos snapped and then Hulk snapped, bringing them back. The Thanos snap disintegrated half of the universe. Hulk snap brought back everyone else. And then Iron Man snapped again, defeating Thanos. Let's see. This is where it gets serious. Monica Rambeau goes off to find a sign called Westview. The sword has been taken over by someone else. They explain why it was changed from the comics to what it is now. And you have Jimmy Woo returning back from Ant-Man and the Wasp, who now learns the card trick, which that was some great character development right there. They say that because the cops said there's no such thing as Westview, only Eastview. And do you remember that in episode 2 where they showed the helicopter? That is explained because Monica Rambeau had a drone and it flew in. And then they are curious to where it went. Monica touches the force field and then gets sucked in. 24 hours later, we are met with a familiar character known as Darcy. From where? Thor 1 and Thor 2. If you don't know that person, you seriously need to go watch it. It was a great surprise, honestly. Throughout the whole episode, she's the one helping them and trying to figure out everything. Remember in episode 1 at the very end with the little credit scene there? That was her watching it. And the reason being is because she asked for TVs, the size for like the olden days, those weird little box TVs. And she's helping them explain that, it's going from 1950s to 1960s to now 1970s, and it's questioning why is this happening? Why does it keep changing time zones? They keep sending in drones that never work. They don't find anything, and then they start to figure out that that person's an agent. This person's an agent. And I love the fact that even Jimmy Woo and Darcy are like us fans. They're wondering what's going on. How is this happening? Is Vision dead? Yes, he is. It's confirmed later on that if he tries to go out, he dies. I'll explain that in the next review. And there is no commercial in this one. It's just fully serious. I'm gonna make this part short. It cuts to the end where they're in Westview, and it shows how Monica / Jody got kicked out. Wanda was like, you're trespassing here, and I want you to leave. Blast her through her house, out of Westview, into the real world, and the freakiest thing happens. Vision comes in, doing the same scene as episode 3, asking where Geraldine is, and she once again says, she had to leave, she went home, turns around, and guess what we met with? We are met with dead Vision. And if you don't know how he dies in Infinity War, Thanos rips the Soul Stone out, but before that, before he could even do that, Wanda destroys him. He's like, nah, bitch. Reverses time, yoink, glink, and then tosses him. So not only did he die twice, he also has to, you know. And then they go off. She shakes her head. She's fine. They grab their babies. They sit down, watch TV, and at the very end of the episode, Monica goes and says that it's Wanda. It's all Wanda. Which if you watch C3 films, he says that it says that he doesn't now believe that it is Wanda, and I like that episode 4 went serious instead of doing that normal sitcom thing until the very end where they went back to the whole sitcom thing. It was a very nice change of pace that answered a lot of questions as to what the hell is this? What the hell's going on? Who are these people? Why are they here? And where Monica went? And I just really liked that overall, especially with the fact that they brought back the blip. That was a good thing that they did, and then bringing back Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then bringing back in Darcy from the Thor movies. Overall, this one was a great episode. I also like it. I would personally put it above in like a good rating if I had one. But like for those who don't think this is gonna be a good show just because you've seen episode 1, 2, and 3, you need to shut up, wait till the whole series comes out, and then continue. Because here on out, it gets completely serious, and there is nothing else that's just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, sorta. Some of the stuff is still like, blah, blah, blah. Overall, I would definitely recommend it now because the show's starting to get much better. And with what happens in episode 5 and 6, oh, baby. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. If you guys enjoyed my review, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. But if you didn't, don't even bother watching and just click off the video. The show is fun. It's confusing. It's weird. However, I do want to say that I do miss it when it was like freaky. Like, remember how I said in episode 1 and 2 review where because the beekeeper coming out, which they do explain that, by the way. He comes out into the real world, and because he comes out, he was wearing a hazmat suit, turned into a beekeeper suit. The thing turns into like colorful, the string, and then anything that comes out of Westview into Westview becomes part of Westview. So, I'll see you next time, guys. My name is Untitled Prime. Don't fuck with Wanda, and I will see you guys in the next review. Wham, Pam, Sham.